With the NBA draft just over a month away, we kind of know what the number fourth pick is going to entail. But how aggressive should the Chicago Bulls be at 15? And on today's episode, myself and C Dub are going to talk about the Chicago Bulls declining more draft picks. Might be for a good reason, though. But y'all know before we talk about it and break it all down, you got to hear the music first.
Cognac, gang.
Shot Bulls podcast with the Cognac Boys. I'm Cognac Boy Bobby, and I am with my dog C Dub. What's the word?
What's the word, man? Thank y'all for all y'all support, man. We promise to continue bringing you this dope content, bro.
Hey, man, we are on our road to 10K. So y'all can go out there and support the channel with 2 easy steps. First, hitting that like button, and second, hitting that subscribe button as we are on our road to 10K. The off-season coverage continues, C-Dub. In the Chicago Bulls, we talked ad nauseum about the number fourth pick. We talked about Caleb Wilson, Cam Boozer. What if Darren Peterson slides? But now let's focus on the 15th pick in this NBA draft, man. A lot of good prospects to go to, a lot of people to talk about. But the biggest question is, how aggressive should the Chicago Bulls be sitting at 15?
Wow. Great question. Great topic to talk about today. At 15, it's a lot of ways the Chicago Bulls can go about this. They could be aggressive in trading down with the pick, trading up with the pick. They could have a laser focused guy that they want to pick at 15 that probably could fall exactly that place. But I think if you got a guy that you got in mind down there at 15, let's say you got a guy like Ade Mara or a guy like Morez Johnson, I think those are my two guys down there at 15 to solidify the front court or the center position. I think Morez Johnson can play the center position more on the lines of the Dwight Howard. You know, he's not 7 feet, but he's powerful and strong enough that he can supplement some of that size. I think you be as aggressive as possible, nephew. If you got a guy on your radar, I think we're not going to answer our center problem that we've been having ever since we had a guy by the name of Nick. Beep. I'm not going to say his name anymore because I don't have to.
Vooch.
Shut the hell up. So I think it's probably in the Bulls' favor. It's in the Bulls' best interest to be as aggressive as possible at 15 to solidify a very talented big man. And it's a lot of names. You even got a guy named, what do we get this guy here? Hold on. Steinbach is out there. You got a guy named Jaden Quaintance out there too. These are all other bigs. I like Ade and Morez a little bit better, especially Morez. I like him a hell of a lot better. So it's basically up to the team of what guy they've targeted and dumb the selection process down on.
Yeah, I think that for me it's always my train of thought is if first of all, I believe that we're gonna find out a lot about this front office. How aggressive do you want to be? You came out and said that you don't want to skip steps. This is a process. You guys are going to do your due diligence and you're going to be trying to build this thing up. So this is my train of thought on how aggressive the Chicago Bulls should be. I believe you should be aggressive as long as you're not getting rid of future first round picks. That's just my take on it. Simply because if this is a process and you don't want to skip steps, I believe you need as many bites at the apple in the first round as possible. But if you do come across a way that you can move up a couple slots, you know what I'm saying, to where you could just swap your first and then throw in a couple of those seconds. You already have an abundance of seconds. Just this past trade deadline, the Bulls accumulated 9 second round picks. They had to give one back for the Kobe White trade, so they had 8, which is crazy work. So if you can move off a couple of those future seconds, I'm more on line with that. I don't really want to give up first round selections. Simply because I believe that you need to continue to draft and develop talent in the first round. And that's no knock to the guys in the second round. But I believe that the next year draft is going to be viewed as a little bit thin in the second round. So I'll be willing to come off some more seconds, but really, I'll be really reluctant to give up on future first, at least right now.
And I got a question for you. How important do you think the first round picks are in the NBA compared to the NFL, nephew?
I would say
Before you answer that, do you think there's a difference in importance first, and then answer the first question?
I think there's a bit of a difference. I think there's a bit of importance as well. I think it's more draft based. Simply because the
Very true.
NFL, you got 32 teams. You know what I'm saying? So you have more teams and you have 7 rounds. So there's more people in the basket per se than the 30 teams that's in the NBA. I think it's always draft dependent more so in the NBA than in the NFL because more likely than not, yeah, you may be thin in some positional groups in the NFL draft. You always can come back to the NBA and be like, yeah, whether the guy is 6'10, a knot, or a point guard or something like that, there could be some hurdles or something like that, or lack thereof talent versus all the I think it's 7, yeah, with the 7 rounds in the NFL versus just the 2 rounds in the NBA. So I believe it's more focused to where you be like, yeah, this guy's more of a project more so than trying to find a gem in the other sport.
See, I agree with you 100%. I think you got the right answer. You deserve a star for that. You said, I think that NBA drafts, especially the first round pick, is draft based. And when a draft is as good as this, or when a draft is bad, I think the 15th pick we're talking about specifically on this show, it can deflate in value and it can inflate in value. In this particular year, the 15th pick is inflated. It's going to be, I mean, it's going to be a high value pick at 15. So the importance of making sure you score yourself a player that's going to be someone that's going to be beneficial for your team for the next 5 or however long he can stay aboard is very high. So you got to make sure that if you're going to be aggressive in trading up, you're going to be aggressive in I hate trading down in any sport, nephew. I just hate trading down.
I think it
Somebody
just
really,
depends.
it depends. I just don't like the way it sounds trading down to get somebody that's going to help your team when the draft the way it is. So if they're going to be aggressive as they are with this 15 pick, and I do believe that they should be, because this is one of those inflated draft. The values are inflated. You have to make sure you get the right person, because drafts like this do not happen all the time.
I agree with that. I think that, and that's a fair point too. You know what I'm saying? Just to keep the conversation going, I really believe that is a fair point, simply because we've seen drafts to where you just don't know what the fuck is gonna go
Mm-hmm.
on. You know what I'm saying? Like the Patrick Williams draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of us in hindsight was like, why didn't you guys take Tyreek Maxey? I mean, look how many teams passed on Tyreek Maxey.
Right.
Why didn't the Bulls take Tyrese Halliburton? I mean, look how many teams passed on Tyrese
Right.
Halliburton. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a great point, and it's great for discussion to where you could discuss those things. And to your other point, to where this draft is infused with a lot of talent, is very well true, bro. And it's very well true. And I think that there could be a possibility to where they do move up and say to hell with 2027's draft. I think
Right.
that could be on their mind. You know what I'm saying? Because these guys, they're scouting much more than us. You know what I'm saying? They know who's going back to college, you know what I'm saying, after the combine, and who's going to try to, improve their value and stuff like that. But they also know who's also entering the college realm. And we're like, there's no Cooper Flag. There's no Wimby's. There's no Darren Peterson. There's no Caleb Wilson. Hell, if you drop further down, there's no Mikael Brown. There's no Mara. There's no Morez Johnson that you can select at 15. They can actually see that. So for the sake of discussion, I actually agree with you for once in my life. I'm just playing. But I think it's open for discussion, man. I actually believe that there is a realm to where you can look at this situation and be like, look, we know what's potentially coming out of next year's draft. Hey, let's go ahead and just go get our two guys. And let's take advantage of this opportunity, and let's go get our two guys that can help shift this organization.
Yeah. And how much you think that I just feel like we just go into the laundromat. Instead of having a pocket full of quarters, we got a pocket full of nickels. Because we got 145 fucking second round picks, bro.
That's what it say like.
Offer all of them if you want to go up. Make somebody say, no, I will not take Patrick Williams, Isaac Okoro, and 1,000 nickels for your, the 8th pick or the 9th pick trying to move up in the draft. So, dude, I'm saying that to say, nephew,
how far
the second round picks, they like elotes when you get the little extra powder. That's all it is. It's extra powder.
So during the mock draft that I did on the last video, I mentioned to the people that at 8, the mock draft that Bleacher Report put out had Mara right there. And I don't see Sacramento coming out of their 7th spot because they need a lot of help. If Mara makes it past 8, is 9 the appropriate spot before we move on? Let's just say that's the guy that they want. Is 9 the appropriate spot, or do you believe that they could just wait? Because I believe that Mara could potentially be a possibility for the next few teams. We know Dallas at 9, they have Lively and those guys over there, but the Bucks, they're going to need center help. Miles Turner is not going to be the solution. Golden State Warriors is going to need a big. The OKC Thunder is going to have a decision to make on Isaiah Hardenstein, and he could potentially go there. And if he goes there, my God.
Lord.
So it's just like, is 9 the appropriate spot, bro? Based off that logic, is 9 the appropriate spot?
That sounds like it should be the appropriate spot. I wouldn't worry about the Dallas. Well, you in sense would want to trade. I don't know if Dallas would want to
with Dallas.
I don't know. This is my only problem with that. And you make a good point. But the only problem is Dallas is one of those teams that's trying to get talent as well. So what they want to drop all the way, I can see them like, okay, you draft this guy, and the Bulls tell them at 8, draft this guy. And then they tell the Bulls at 15, draft this guy. And we got an agreement when it's all said and done that we're going to trade him away after the draft is over. After at least we get to the 15th pick and you make that selection. I can see that how that's going to go. But when I look at the Dallas Mavericks at 9, I think when you look at the team, they want to get at as talented as possible, meaning they're probably going to take best available, unless it's a point guard. They got Kyrie Irving coming.
Exactly. So I think me personally, looking at Dallas before we move on, I think they need a ball handler. You know what I'm saying? To add to that.
From the bench? Oh, like okay. I get you.
Know what I'm saying? Like somebody that can handle the rock. More so than a big. That's why I picked them out of this lineup.
Yeah, that makes sense. Another person that could get out there, Cooper's one. You got Kyrie's one. You always you can't have too many guys that can play make and be a ball handler.
Right.
Some people got Braden Burrows there
Yeah.
with the Dallas Mavericks. That'll be great. He can do those things that you talk about. So it's gonna be a difficult. That's why these guys get paid 6 figures, sometimes 7 figures, to do the scouting and do their ins and outs, cross their T's and dot their I's.
Facts.
That's up to them to perform. But I just know for a fact, Bulls got to get 2 good players out of here. If they're not trying to trade up and get into the first couple picks, you know what I'm saying? Then I'm cool.
I get you. But hey, y'all let us know y'all thoughts down below. That was a great topic to touch on, man. Very well thought out topic amongst ourselves. Y'all let us know how y'all feeling about it. Now, C-Dub, before we get up out of here, we got to talk about the Chicago Bulls declining more picks at the trade deadline. And this is coming from Adam Arrington of Philly Voice, stating that the Sixers, from his source, offered the Chicago Bulls multiple second-round picks for reserve big man Jalen Smith, and Chicago held on to him. I ain't gonna lie. Early on, I'm cool with it. I look, I'm good with it because moving on into this season, a guy like Jalen Smith is somebody that you would still like coming off the bench. Zach Collins, I believe he should be a unrestricted. He should be a unrestricted free agent this offseason. And Jalen Smith still has a year left, so I'm actually cool with it. What say you?
I'm a agree with you. You scare me for a little bit because I thought you were gonna go the other way. But Jalen Smith, man, he on a team-friendly contract at 9.4 per season. Like you said, he got 1 more year on his contract. 26 years old, 10-7 last year, 53 games played. He started 21 of those games. He had his best 3-point percentage in like 3 to 4 years. He shot it at 37%. He could play a little defense. He athletic as hell for a smaller big man, right? He about 6'9", 6'10". He's a smaller big man, but he can play the position. I like him. He can be a guy that can play a role and be on the bench. He doesn't really hurt the team if you keep him along for the ride. You can eventually get rid of him in a couple of years or even out there this year coming up because I think it's the final year of his contract. So I don't see a problem with keeping Jalen Smith besides filling your fucking sack up with some more second-round picks. I'm sick of hearing the words second-round pick.
I'm with you on that, but I also think there's a scenario to where that you could still find those same second-round picks at the trade deadline that's going to be coming up. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's just say for the sake of discussion, the Bulls stand pat at 15. They make whoever they select at 4, but at 15, let's just say they get a Morez Johnson. And then let's just say for the sake of discussion that during free agency, they make an offer and get one of the restricted free agent centers. He could still get moved for some second round picks. So I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually cool with it. I think there's still a scenario the way you could still garner those second round picks. Sorry, I said it probably like 4 times talking about the second round picks, bro. And my bad for talking about those second round picks.
Gang, y'all hear my nephew, bro? He's intentionally rage baiting me, bro, with this second round pick. You know what? Just to get it serious a little bit. You get as much assets as you possibly can. You just don't want to lose a guy like Jalen. Well, if you're gonna let his contract run out, I wouldn't be mad at that. But if you feel like you can get a little better before the trade deadline and get a guy over here in a second round pick or something, I ain't mad at that. Get a little something for the value of that he has. You know what I'm saying? Every player has some value in the NBA. Even Vooch, he has some value. You want to know what the value is? You want what the value is?
Here you go. What's the value?
I ain't gonna do it. Go ahead, Joe. I'm gonna be a bully. I ain't gonna do it. Go ahead.
You want to know something, bro? And we ain't got to stay too long on this, but I'm really interested in to see how these guys navigate. And when I say these guys, I mean the front office, because when I look at the Oklahoma City Thunder, and I'm drawing correlation to AC Law coming from over there now to here. How well do these guys navigate trade markets and scouting? Because how the fuck did the Oklahoma City Thunder get Jared McCain? Bro, what? This man Sam Presti, bro. He be finessing. Remember a few years ago, we was talking about, I believe we was talking about Danny Ainge and how he be finessing people.
Mm-hmm.
This man, Sam Presti, just committed highway robbery in the middle of the day and didn't get caught. So it's gonna be fun and interesting to watch all these minds come together, from Bryson coming from Atlanta, AC Law coming from OKC, Stephen Mervis coming from Orlando. How do these minds come together to say, hey, let's see if we can finesse somebody for some talent, and then that talent come over here and have an immediate impact in the fucking playoffs? Crazy work.
You know what, nephew, that's a great take. But I'm gonna take it a different route. It's easy to see when a NBA GM or NBA VP of basketball operations is doing well. It's just easy to see it. The team is doing well. The stacking, you can see the talent on the team when they're stacking up. You can see it in the draft, stacking up. It's not like you have when the GM and basketball operations guys are not doing a good job. You always got questions. Like we always got questions for AK and Mark Eversley. Like, what the fuck we doing?
Hey,
You don't got those questions for good guys like Sam Presti and Danny Ainge. You don't have those questions. So it's easy to see who's doing their job really good, and it's easy to see who's shit, like AK.
Hey, that man AC Law came from OKC. Said, "What up, Bryson? I'm happy you here now." Cause when I was at OKC, we finessed the shit out of AK for AC for Alex Caruso.
Finesse.
Let's make sure we don't let that happen over here.
Oh, bro.
Hopefully, there's some of the conversations, boy.
It's easy to see, bro. When you trade to the OKC Thunder and you give them a guy like Alex Caruso, who's a good player in his own right, but you trade him for a guy who can average, who I think eventually in his career will average a triple-double for at least one season, and you don't get a first-round pick for that, even though Ayo or Kobe, you don't get a first-round pick. I think that's academic. We got a problem. And that's probably why they got fired.
It is why they got fired. But hey, man, hell of an episode, bro. Definitely some fun times around here. As y'all can see, it's been a long time since I've been fully dressed up in Bulls gear. You might see a shirt with another hat. But I'm G'd up today, cuz I ain't gonna lie, bro. I got a little hope. I still gotta see action. Let's not get it misconstrued. But I got a little hope and a little faith, man. Hopefully I don't get gobsmacked back to another round.
Y'all see my nephew Dougie? He is feeling the spirit. It's starting to come around. He getting excited. So everybody should be feeling like nephew, because he is one of the most harshest. The harshest. You're not the harshest. One of the harshest critics or cynics of the Chicago Bulls.
But hey, man, that is it from us today, man. We appreciate y'all for tuning into the episode. Once again, we are on our road to 10K. So if you have not subscribed and enjoyed today's episode, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. It's a simple two-step. I know y'all familiar, my club people. It's a simple two-step. Hit the like button. Subscribe. We on that road to that 10K, man. Let us know your comments down below. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all always see red. Y'all already know we're going to catch y'all on the next one for sure. Peace.
Cognac. Gang.